What up, ladies and gents? This is the Peace Dealer, and welcome to another magical moon message for Moon in Scorpio, Sun in Aquarius, which is a most important quarter square leading into the new moon in Aquarius. So this is first of all, completely forgot to do this, but yeah. This is very pivotal because now that we're getting ready to go back down the gauntlet, this is going to make you more aware of unconscious responses that you extra dimensionally respond to your outer reality in the form of habits, mannerisms, and things that are triggered by certain feelings. In the sense that many of you, I would say 99.99% of your existence is responding to unseen frequencies and vibrations through your mannerisms and habits that you may just see as just like a tick or whatever, or just some weird occurrence, when it's actually you using your superpowers. You're now coming into the direct conscious knowledge of what you've been doing. And that's just one small facet of it. It's not as simple as just that, but this is the vibration of pure knowledge. You are understanding the receptivity of wisdom in your awareness of collective total knowledge of your higher self, of what's occurring. And this is very key, especially for you Pluto and Scorpios. The moon that's going to go over the south node over the rest of today is going to fully unlock the purity of energy. When we think of Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus, we're talking about energy, natural energy, Taurus, solar energy, Leo, pure energy, nuclear energy, Scorpio, boom. You know we're at war, right? I'm sorry. And cosmic energy, Aquarius. So this is going to make you deeply receptive to the psychological understanding of the collective at play, but mainly according to you, really, how much more deeper to use your superpowers. Because everything that you're being receptive to now that the moon is trining Neptune and giving you supernatural synchronicities is going to be made clear when the moon is in Sagittarius and you see into the meaning of this knowledge you're cultivating. This lunar transit is fucking crazy because we have the moon in Scorpio, then it's going to go into Sagittarius, 11th house, rewards from careers. By the way, this is a 10th house transit, so you're coming into a mini success unconventionally to prepare you for 2 weeks from now when the moon is in Taurus, in that post new moon quarter square of activating new knowledge, and you're grounding in your body the collective higher knowledge of abilities, energy, and literal power that your physical five senses are processing. Moon in Taurus 2 weeks from now, you're using your superpowers and you're manifesting your physical senses of Mars and Capricorn using your superpowers. Oh shit. So this moon in Scorpio is preparation because Venus is retrograding with Mercury retrograding, and by the end of the week, it's all moving forward with Mars. So be very receptive to the wisdom that you gain from the universe. It's going to be mind-blowing. Opposite Uranus, square Saturn, trine Neptune and Jupiter and Pisces is going to transform the understanding of certain unseen principles and metaphysical dynamics that will make more clear sense than ever of what you've been doing unconsciously or under your nose than ever. This doesn't apply to every of you, because some of you are so psychic and adept, you've been aware of what you're doing and people just called you crazy, but you've been know. If you're like me and you're just oblivious and clueless, this is going to be an amazing transit because it's going to make you more clear than ever on what you've been doing so that you can see the meaning. Moon in Sag, and in Capricorn moon, you can actually take action. New moon Aquarius, it's a new knowledge that you're operating with. So the wisdom that you're synthesizing now in a week from now is going to lead into a new cycle of knowledge, bridging and integrating that. And listen, this is a very intense transit that can bring up vulnerabilities. I hope you haven't forgotten your worth. I hope you remember that someone's inability to kind of see your worth, or someone or certain people who are too afraid about what other people think in engaging with you, has nothing to do with you. And a transit like this is going to remind you, yeah, maybe things didn't work out the way you wanted, but you're still going to get exactly what you're looking for. And this is geared towards taking your fucking power back. I feel like some of you are dependent upon people who, as significant as they may be, are you're overstating their importance in your life, whether this is a thing or a person. Many of you, right? Like, listen, Venus is retrograde. So I feel like some of you are chasing the attention of people who are going to be chasing your attention by the time this goes direct and comes out the shadow period. Because remember, a lot of what you've been moving forward financially, romantically, platonically, with relationships reached a breakthrough point when it went over Pluto. And so the retrograde brought things back to before then, and you're starting to see things not work out as much, and you're like, okay, maybe you were wrong. You weren't wrong. You're just at the retrograde shadow point. Once it goes past Pluto, it's going to return back to then. But the way you feel about it, the way you think about it is not going to be the same way where you're overly eager and you're like, oh, I want to do this. A lot of you aren't even going to want to do this anymore. Like some of you may have been talking to somebody back then and it's like, oh, we're going to be together, versus now maybe they've lost interest, you've lost interest. You don't even really care anymore, but you learned the lesson. You learned the lesson from that connection, and you learned what you needed to gain to take your power back. So realistically, y'all about to, like, certain people who you would have never expected to really want to get to know you or seek you, they're going to want to actually take action. It's just you may not really be interested anymore because you know your worth, all right? And you know the principle, right? I'm not saying that you should play hard to get because that shit is corny, but I'm saying be very mindful because this is growing much more integrity in how you establish the power, Capricorn, of your value, Venus, in relation to the collective. So now that Mars is in Capricorn, a lot of this Scorpio moon wisdom is exposing and revealing secrets in your news media that's going to be twisted so that they lie to you, but you're going to read between the lines. But this is going to give you valuable wisdom and insight now that moon is in Capricorn. Mars is in Capricorn. Mars entered Capricorn while the moon was in Scorpio, of how to use your superpowers. In fact, your whole life is going to transform. That's why the moon 10th house Aquarius is transforming the level of success you break through, because now Mars is in Capricorn and you're doing what it do. Concerning skepticism, don't waste your time arguing with idiots who don't even know the first thing about what you do. Like some of you, like if you were a trained physician, you're not going to argue medicine with someone who didn't go to medical school. You're not. It's a waste of time. Like you're not going to argue, and some of you actually are. Stop wasting your time. Like you're not going to argue about clinical trials. You're not going to argue about the actual process of what it means to take care of patients with someone who hasn't done residency. They don't fucking know shit. Okay, they're bringing their outside opinions. Some of y'all read tarot, some of you read astrology, and you're arguing with people who don't even know what a trine is. You're arguing with people who bring in this dumbass, superstitious, religious belief that's not based in any reality and takes verses out of context. You're better than that. Stop entertaining people who are skeptical when you have worked so hard to make it to where you're at. If people cannot raise themselves to at least see you equally, you don't have to waste your time. Do not lower yourself. Aquarius season is having and asking you to honor your sovereignty. You can honor your sovereignty without making it a superiority complex. And there's a difference. Just like Leo is narcissism, but then, which is cool, but you don't want to have a narcissistic personality disorder. Two different things. Okay, so that's going to be a huge major like breakthrough in this transit when you remember that your success is your success. It's defined by the uniqueness of what you're doing, and you're so ahead of your time in what you're doing, Uranus and Taurus, that most dumb motherfuckers don't even know what you're doing. And so they don't even know how to acknowledge the success you've reached, and you need to stop looking to them for any kind of validation. F that. That is so dumb. And you're smarter than that, okay? So keep that in mind, because if you have an external locus of control, you better switch that bitch internally, because you do not need validation outside of you. You do not need validation outside of you. You do not need validation. It's cool when it's genuine, but you don't need it, okay? So really keep that in mind, because let me tell you, we're actually entering a sweet spot. Like the next couple days is gonna be fire. Literally, moon in Sagittarius. And I don't want to spoil that because it's going to connect you to the vision of the collective, but don't sleep on this moon in Scorpio, because the moon is trining Neptune. You're going to be revealed a whole lot that may not make sense. Maybe a special connection with someone who might even be dating somebody else, Okay, maybe an insight into the wealth you're going to step into while you have nothing. Neptune is tapping you into past, present, and future at once. You're feeling a vibe. And so you must believe what you're stepping into. It's not just in your head. You're seeing synchronicities that match as above, so below, which makes it the truth. So with that being said, really just be receptive to the wisdom revealed. Take action relatively to what you're meant to take action towards, because Mars in Capricorn is going to have you take practical, definitive action towards stepping into your greatest self. You're using your superpowers now. Everything up until this point was awakening, activating, and literally programming your superpowers. Now you're turning on the accelerator, you're using it. Beware of people who will refuse to take accountability for how they've been gaslighting you, or refuse to take accountability to how people have been treating you and gaslight you on top of it. Don't waste your time. Trust me when I say we don't do revenge over here, we do justice. You don't have to worry about clapping back. You have a spirit team that's handled that. You need to focus on your attention that allows you to, of course, pay what is worth it to you. And most importantly, concerning that, a lot of you are going to recognize that what you desire isn't really what you want. And it shouldn't be a bittersweet feeling, because that was the purpose of the retrograde. Many of you, especially connected with past life counterparts, just to end a closure. Please don't be holding on to these past life counterparts, even if like your paths cross. That wasn't the purpose of it. It was just to remind you how fucking badass you are, so that you can get with maybe the North Node counterparts that are challenging and take you out your comfort zone. So just keep that in mind. Mars in Capricorn is going to elevate more incredibly your desire and expose what you wanted for the wrong reasons. Some of you just wanted to fill a void. Some of you wanted the excitement of feeling what's possible when you deserve way more. And I really want to talk about this, because Taurus is about worth, but Scorpio is about desire. Okay? I feel like some of you showed certain people your magnum opus, like your greatest work, and they're like, that's cool. And they treat it like it's not really that important. And so it's not your job to be like, why doesn't anyone value me? No. You got the sauce. It's not your job to find external validators. You're the prize. And you're realizing that a few people recognize that, and those few people are worth it. And you can focus on those few people, or just you, instead of being caught up on the majority that may not get it, okay? Please understand, it's not a majority of people who win the gold medal. It's a rare few people, and you're legendary. So you're manifesting this legend. So this transit's gonna really break you out of that by helping you focus more on what really matters, and also breaking you through into a very sneak peek level of success leading into the new moon. So I hope you enjoy this transit. The pure knowledge that you come into will facilitate ascended knowledge coming in tomorrow that you'll be able to release during the balsamic phase, and then we step into the gauntlet, and it will legitimately feel for real like you're awakening supernatural power. Not so much in an unconscious sense, but more super conscious than ever. Ye are as gods, and it's time to really operate at your awakened greater self. Now let me tell you what's up. Mars is here. At the end of the week, everything's gonna go direct. You're gonna have a lot of people who value you for the wrong reasons, want to use you for your power, or maybe they weren't really talking to you, but now they see that you're connected with someone famous, now they want to talk to you, stuff like that. Don't let people play you, and let people work for your respect. Like, some of you gave it away so easily. You have to let people earn it. I'm not even joking. Like, crack the whip, make these motherfuckers go to work. Okay, stop giving your value away too easy, because you're enabling people to believe that they could take it for granted, whether they really believe that or not. So trust me, you're gonna see people express interest in you in a way that you didn't expect. And don't just jump into it and be like, oh, you like me? Oh my God. Just be like, okay, show me something. Like let people work for it. It's not enough for people to just tell you, right? It's different if you're telling someone, but you're showing them proof, and you're actually trying to open up something, but they're closing the door. Don't let them just decide to, I want to do it now. Make them go through the hoops. All right, like I'm dead ass serious. This is what this Capricorn energy is for. You stay blessed as always, and until next time.